All right, let's go ahead and start with some butt kicks to start off with.
Yesterday, I saw some yoga poses.
Mm-hmm.
I went, oh my Lord, I tried some of them. I cannot do a lot of them.
Yeah, it's tough. Go ahead and come into high knees.
It's harder than what I thought. I looked at them and I thought, oh, I'll be able to do those. And I got down there and it was the one where you go back, but you have to arch your back and then have your
camel's pose.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Those, I couldn't do them right.
Mm-hmm. It's tough.
Because I read how you're supposed to do them.
Go ahead, punch overhead here, stretching out, working up the shoulders, back. And punching out front. Let's go into some windmills here, coming up and around. Let's go into some just side to side lunge here. Sinking in. Alright, let's just switch it to just some bodyweight squats here, okay? Kind of moving, maybe you're only doing about a half squat yet. Getting those feet right, a little bit wider than hip width apart, maybe a slight angle in your toes. Sinking those hips back. Squeezing up, nice supported core. Want to be able to see what's in front of us. Breathing, warming up those big leg muscles, getting the heart rate up. Go ahead, go one more. Okay, shake it out. We're gonna start off with split squats this morning, okay? So in a split squat, we're coming into basically a lunge position, but we're holding. So making sure you're on the railroad tracks, right? We don't want our feet lined up on that tightrope because that's gonna hurt our balance, and we're not gonna be able to do our split squats as well as we can. So coming in that railroad track, so our feet a little bit wider. Coming back, making sure that the back leg is wide enough so that we can drop that back knee down without compromising our front knee. Okay? So coming down here, just dropping that back knee, pressing up and through. Okay? When you're ready, going 8 to 12 on each side, still supported in our core. Dropping that back knee down. So this front knee is over our ankle still, and over our toes. If you're having some issues, maybe only go about half, kind of working through that. It's totally fine. When you're done, shake it out, and you can switch. Go in the other leg to 12 repetitions. Where our core is at. We don't want to be twisting, coming forward, anything like that. Nice supported core. Drop that back knee down, coming up. Try to imagine pressing through that front heel. A lot of times we put our weight on the front. We want to try to put it right over one of our heel, all 4 points.
Yesterday was the first day that my inner thighs did not hurt. I couldn't go. I held onto the wall and I sat down. It was just like, oh man.
Right?
It felt good on Thursday. It just took a long time to.
Yep, getting those muscles back to it.
Yes.
Yes. All right, we're actually coming to the floor now. With our weights, you probably want your lighter weights, I'm assuming, if you have a set. Coming into lying flies, okay? So we're going to be working on our chest here. A little bit of arms. So we start with the weights above our chest, making sure above our chest, not above our head or forehead. Coming over our chest here, slight bend in the elbows, We're coming out nice and wide until our arms almost hit the floor. And then we're squeezing up, making sure the shoulder blades stay down on the floor. A lot of times, especially if we're getting a little bit heavier, our shoulders want to come up and kind of press through. We want to try to keep those back of the shoulder blades down on the floor, squeezing with our chest. Breathing, 8 to 12 repetitions. Nice and controlled. Breathe in. Ladies, finishing strong here. Good. When you're done, we're going to set the weights just to our side. We don't need them for this next one. This is actually a yoga move where it's going to work on our posture. So you're going to be working in between our shoulders here a little bit and back. So coming to our belly, laying on our belly, we want our arms, so we want the bottoms of our feet on the floor here when we're doing this. We never want to come up into like a Superman where we kind of use our glutes. We want those legs always pinned to the floor here. Okay. And then with our upper body, we're going to have our hands kind of right by our armpits here. Okay. And what we're trying to do here is we want to actively squeeze our shoulder blades back. The hands are going to come up off the floor. And we're going to try to come up, bring our chest up off, okay? And we're holding. We're going to come back down. So we're going to hold for about, that's probably about 2 to 3 seconds. So we're going to do that 8 to 12 times, okay? So making sure we're coming up, we're squeezing the shoulders, making sure we're not cranking our neck. We don't want to be cranking the neck. We're going to have a nice neutral spine, kind of looking between the floor and the wall, okay? Actively squeezing those shoulder blades together. Bottoms of the feet, stay on the floor here. This way. Good. Making sure we breathe in. Always checking in with our neck. Sometimes we like to start cranking the neck just a little bit. So bring it back. Good job. We're going to flip back over to our back again. We don't need weights. Go into a glute bridge. Okay, so this one we're having the heels up to our butt as much as we can, right? We're going to press through our feet, all four points. We don't want to make sure we're not pressing through like the balls of our foot or our heel. Nice and even throughout the foot. And we're going to lift those hips up towards the ceiling. And what we can do is kind of, after you lift up the hips, you can kind of tuck those shoulder blades under your back here. That way the chest kind of expands out a little bit more. Those hands flay out, so we're pumped up. And we're squeezing or holding. We're going to hold here a good 30 seconds. Really actively pressing the front of those hips to the ceiling. And we're breathing. Again, working that back, getting more in the lower back, obviously the glutes, a little bit of hamstrings. Want us to really press through the feet, bring those hips up. Three, 2, 1. Nice and slow, relax down. Okay. Still on the floor. Gonna come into a side planks. Woohoo! These are fun. Ooh. So we're gonna go ahead, you can go on your elbow here with the side plank. So coming out, whatever side you wanna start with. A couple different options, right? We can either have a little bit of help. If you can fold this back or this knee up in front, that's great. If you need a little help, or you can stack in front or full plank, or you can actually drop to the knee if you're really struggling, okay? So you can kind of, different options here. We are gonna try for 30 seconds on each side. It's gonna be tough, but we can do it. Ready? Here we go. And sometimes I like to reach up, like someone's helping me up here, fingers up towards the ceiling. I'm gonna feel that side light up. Mine's already lit up. Breathing through it. Trying to bring those hips up towards the ceiling. Feel that almost done. 2, 1. Slight break. We're gonna flip over to the other side. All right. Ready? Here we go. Hips are up. Get an option to drop to the knee if you need to. Have one in front. On that side, working even the shoulders, shoulder stability. Breathe. You're almost there, ladies. Doing good. Don't give up. And break. Okay. We're gonna come back up now, and we will need our weights. Okay. We're gonna crossover curls, probably your heavier ones. Crossover curls, okay? So our elbows are still to our side, but we're just coming over to each side of the chest, right? So nice neutral grip here, squeeze it up using our biceps, coming back down, and we're alternating, okay? 8 to 12 on each arm. So 16 to 24 total, depending on how you like to count. Nice and controlled on the way down. You don't want to just let it flap. Working our grip strength even a little bit here. Breathe in. Train your hardest not to swing. It's really tempting to kind of just swing over and across. So we want to be nice and stationary as much as we can in the elbows. There'll be a little bit of movement. There shouldn't be a lot. I don't know, you guys might need your lighter ones with this one. If not, you'll see your heavier ones. You guys can kind of decide. Just depends. So, coming into kickback. So we're gonna first come into a row position, hinging those hips back behind us, like we're gonna sit in a chair. Knees are bent. Okay, nice and supported in our core. Coming into a row, so both elbows come up to our sides, and we're holding here, just doing kickbacks. Now hitting the backs of our arms, our triceps. So we're just kicking back, nice and straight. Coming right back here. Okay. 8 to 12 times. Squeeze those triceps behind you. Assuming you guys can do your heavier ones, this next one. I'm gonna finish with an upright row with this set. So coming up, elbows fly up, coming here, the weight's kind of just coming right underneath our armpits, right? So a lot of people, when they do this one, they like to kind of have the the hands kind of come up here, or once they get up here, then all of a sudden their hands start to come up. We always want to end just right underneath. We want to feel the squeeze in our shoulders, okay? 8 to 12 here. Arms just fly out, kind of coming up to our side. We still want to have strong wrists when we're doing this, so we don't want to have our wrists kind of curling or extending. Still want to have a nice, good grip. Finish. We're going to take about a 30-second break, grab a drink, walk in place.
I love it when we do weights.
Yeah? Well, good. I'm glad you guys like it.
I just love weights.
Yes. Me too. I'm a little biased.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna go through here. Gonna be starting with split squats again. Okay. Just coming out nice and wide, dropping that back knee down. 8 to 12 on each side. Nice supported core. Making sure you feel balance before you start. That's a big thing. Because if you kind of get into it, you don't feel balance. You're not gonna do the exercises effectively. Second, take a breath, get ready, get in place, start the other side. It is an option to add more weight if you feel stable and balanced, to have weights to your sides here. Burn those legs. Breathing through it. Okay, coming to the floor with our weights.
Can't remember, was it?
Probably, I can't remember. Lighter ones, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. Line flies. Line flies. Yep, laying on our back here. Weights are over our chest. Slight bend in our elbows, coming out nice and wide. So our arms almost hit the floor. And then we're squeezing up, using our chest. Remember, we're trying to keep the backs of those shoulder blades on the floor. We don't want those shoulder blades coming up. It's going to put more emphasis on our chest. Feeling strong, finishing good. All right, good. Flipping over to our belly now. We're gonna do our Cobras. Bottoms of the feet, tops of the feet I should say. Stay on the floor. Okay. Coming into that Cobra, hands are kind of right by our armpits, and we're just squeezing up. We're going to squeeze those shoulder blades to our spine like we're going to pinch a pencil between them. Hold a pencil between them. Holding just for 2 seconds or so. Give or take. Trying to really feel that squeeze in that upper back. Nice neutral spine. So want to watch where our neck is at. Want to make sure we're not cranking our neck up here. Good job, ladies. Alright, good. Flip it over. Glute bridge. Heels are by our butt. Pressing through all 4 points of our feet here. We're going to lift our hips up, kind of tucking our shoulder blades underneath of us so our palms flip out. Squeezing those glutes to the ceiling, those hips up. Feeling our low back and glutes and hamstrings. The whole posterior chain. Really important to strengthen this. A lot of things we do are in front of us. We want to have a good, strong back behind us. Support and stabilize. We're here for another 10 seconds. Breathe. Hips are up towards the ceiling. Squeeze, squeeze. Just a slight more squeeze. 2, 1. Relax. All right. And then our side planks. Okay. Going 30 seconds here on each side. Deciding whether you want to be on your knees, you want a little help in front. Ready? Here we go. Hips are up. Feeling the side work. Breathing. Feeling good. Stabilizing your shoulder. Almost done here. Breathe. And break. And we're switching to the other side. Starting up in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Hands are up. Feeling the side work. Doing great, ladies. Don't give up. If you need to, use that foot or the drop to the knee. Do not give up. Make yourself proud here. Breathe. 3, 2, 1. Break.
God, I'm shaking so bad. I did
Oh
not
my
think
God.
you encourage us through the whole thing.
Okay, good.
Because I listened to you the whole, and it gets into
Good. Good, good.
mind.
Good. All right. Oh yeah, we're coming up. Crossover curls. Grabbing our heavier weights. All right, just coming over, crossing over, watching that swing, squeezing our biceps. Again, we want to have a good wrist. We don't want the wrist to kind of fall, anything like that. We want to have a nice, strong grip the entire time. 8 to 12 on each arm. Take a breath here. Deciding what weight you want to do for our kickbacks next. Hit our triceps. Hit a little bit more biceps now. Coming into the triceps. 8 to 12. If you have heavier, maybe you're only getting 8. So come up to that row position, right? And we're just kicking straight back with those arms. Feel that squeeze every time. Behind the arms. Breathe, squeeze. Really try to squeeze those arms straight behind us. We got upright rows next. Coming up. Working the shoulders. When you're ready, the arms fly up, hands come down, kind of underneath. So also you'll feel a little bit probably coming up in your neck, but majority of the work should be in that big round shoulder muscle. This will help to stabilize around the neck as well, those trap muscles that are often abused, neglected, and weak and sore. So I want to strengthen them. Stop for today. We're gonna do a little cool down if you can stay.
So everybody have a good week. I haven't heard Thursday about Monday. Is Monday on the week before Thanksgiving, Christina?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have class in. Obviously we won't have class Thanksgiving, but we'll resume our regular schedule after that.
Okay. Thanks for the great workout.
Yeah, thank you.
See you Monday. See you Monday. See you Monday. Everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead, do our forward fold here. Reaching down, maybe giving your knees a bend if you want to. You want to reach all the way down and just nice and slow, try to slowly straighten them out. Breathe, let the head hang. Nice and slow, we're gonna do one of my favorites, coming up into cactus, hands up, forehead, and breaking them down. Feels pretty good with our exercises we did today. Coming back down here. Hamstring stretch. Nice and slow. Bringing those hands up. And breaking them down. One more time. Nice and slow. Getting a hold of our breath here. Coming up. And exhaling. Down. Good. Let's come in standing side stretch. Reaching up and over. Good. Ooh, that side is tight for me. Good. Go ahead, just kind of windmill them down. Roll up those shoulders and down. Let's come to the floor for a couple things. We're gonna come into pigeon. Yay. Ooh, working those hips. All right, so a couple different ways. You can kind of stick one leg up, sweep through, however you want to come about it. So sometimes I come into the downward dog, put the leg up, then I kind of sweep up and forward. That way it kind of helps my leg come forward. If you can manage it somehow without that, great. So this is a tough pose. It's a great hip opener. I like it because you can modify it different ways. You can make it more difficult by just trying to come with that knee almost to 90 degrees. Just that for me is enough. Like I don't need to come down or anything. Okay. If you want to have it a little bit more tucked, you can. If you want to drop to those elbows if you're having a little bit of wrist issues, you can definitely do that. A couple different ways. If you have really good hips, you'd be able to come down all the way to your forehead.
It's not there.
Right. It takes a lot of practice to get to that point.
This is where I can feel it.
So a couple different adjustments we can make over here. trying to drop. So a lot of times when we do this hip wants to fall out and open, right? We want to try to dip that back down, okay? So our hips are nice and even. Imagine where our hip points are at. We want them to kind of be even. And we just want to try to sink into it a little bit more. Breathe into what's tight in that hip. Alright, nice and slow. We're going to kind of come up and switch out. Feels pretty good. Coming up, switch sides.
Ooh, this is tighter.
Yes. Good, you can kind of make your adjustments, making sure those hip points are even. Over here, with those hip points even, not falling out. This leg definitely likes to go tucked a little bit more. This means it's a little bit tighter on this side. Breathing through. If you can, you can drop to your elbows if you want to, or stay where you are. Imagine what's tight, kind of envision that muscle and try to let it go. Kind of breathe through it. Every exhale, a little bit of release in that tightness. When you're done, come up nice and slow, switch out. That's pretty good though. All right, let's come to sitting on our butt. Come into Indian pose or cobbler's pose, butterfly, whatever you want to call it. This is an Indian, this is more cobbler's pose. Bottoms of the feet are together, opening up our inner hips now and thighs. Nice straight spine. And you can lean forward if you want to. You can use your elbows to press down for a little bit more of an opening. Or if it's tight enough, just hang out where you are. Good. Nice and slow, let's release. Let's come into just a hurdler stretch. So I'm just gonna reach back and work our quads here now. Okay. So try to keep this knee down right next to our knee. Try not to have it come up or out. And do what you can. You can, if it's tight enough here, stay here. If you can drop to your elbows, great. You can come to all the way to your back, great. I'm not gonna do that today. Yeah, sometimes you're in between and it's kind of like,
Yeah, which way do you
I
go?
was gonna say, I can't get this one back.
Right, right.
Yeah, I can see like this all day.
It's
Yeah.
just not happening.
Good. Nice and slow. You can come up and out. And then switch.
Oh my God, wow. Now you're usually.
Oh no. If you think about it, there's a lot of people that have a hard time just getting on the floor, you know, in general. So you're doing good.
Yeah.
And it's your own journey. Everyone's got a different place where they're at in life. So, all right. I do want us to do that fun chest opener one where we come to our stomach. My new favorite one. Okay. Where elbows are at 90 degrees in line with our shoulders. Okay. And we're gonna flip over. So it's gonna be a little bit of a twist in our spine. Also gonna be a chest opener. We're gonna flip over, trying to bring one leg up and over, back behind us. Shoulder stays down, you can bring that head down, you come up. Opening up the front of the shoulder and chest. And maybe you're not able, maybe you're just here, maybe it's enough to just stack. And then nice and slow, come out. How we doing over here? Didn't see you guys.
Not worth shit.
Alright, we're gonna see how the other side's doing. Good, opening up that front of that chest. This area is tight for the majority of people.
Lord, I have never done this one before.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh, yeah, you might have been gone the day we did this one.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my
And relax down.
That
Yes.
isn't something that I need to practice.
Yep. Yes. Yeah, it's good to open up. So most people